All right, hey there, we made it to the end, or I should say I made it to the end at least. I shot a Matterport 3D home tour, I shot an iGuide, and I also shot a Zillow 3D home tour. So Matterport, iGuide, and Zillow, and I did them back to back. And number one, I can tell you that an hour and a half for Matterport for this house, it's about maybe 2,000 square feet, something like that. So that definitely took the longest, but I also felt like, I was getting a really good floor plan. I knew that I'd be able to use it for a lot of different marketing capabilities. So I felt good about investing the time in doing that. And I knew that there would be so little post-production on the back end. So that's definitely still a plus for Matterport. We're gonna have to get the floor plans back to know for sure, but I do think that it still is a very, very good system. But I have to say that once I switched over to the Planix system and I was done scanning, let's see, I started scanning and it took me 22 minutes to scan the same house that took me an hour and a half using the Matterport, and that was including my going outside to do 360s. Now, I definitely hacked the 360s for the exteriors and the amenities because I just don't know in their system how I'm supposed to do that yet. I think that they really need to have an option, just like Matterport, where we are suppressing the LiDAR and we're just taking amenity 360s. We already have a Z1 plugged into it. Maybe I missed this, but if I missed it, that must mean that the UX is designed in a way that it is not obvious, even to an experienced photographer, where I'm supposed to do those 360s. Now, 22 minutes is not a lot of time, but I also felt like the huge hurdle that Planix overcame was that with Matterport, I even switched to make a duplicate of the model and try to use Cortex, which is conversion of a 360 into 3D. That failed. I wasn't able to go from the bedroom to the shed, which is sort of connected to the same side of the house but has a separate entrance. So that was a total fail. I ended up having to make a new scan for that. But with the Planix system, the LiDAR handled it, and the big advantage to the Planix system was even though it didn't align properly and it still got lost, you know what it did? It enabled me to move that around, reconfigure it, spin it around, and snap it into place. And so I was able to actually tell the data where it needed to be. Now that was a huge advantage and big plus one for the Planix system. The third one that I did was the Zillow 3D home tour. Now, Zillow 3D, as I mentioned, is actually paused right now with their floor plans, at least until the middle of summer. And so they, I can't really give a comparison for the space and the 2D schematics or any kind of like as-built drawings, but what I can tell you is that in terms of speed, it was the absolute fastest because I shot an entire perimeter tour. I shot the entire house. Everything came in, and I did that in under 20 minutes. I mean, it was like exactly on the mark of 20 minutes. So again, it really depends on the size of the property that you're working with and what you're trying to achieve. But on this single story house where I had something unusual, where I needed to go from a bedroom out a door to get into a sort of shed / storage area, Matterport did not do it. And, so I had to create a new model. Anyway, hopefully in post-production, I'll be able to put those together on a floor plan and get great and accurate dimensions. But I think that so far, if floor plans and sort of construction use or pre-marketing needs are what you're looking for, I think that the Planix was the clear winner today of that. I think if you want a robust marketing tool, Matterport is still going to be leaps and bounds ahead in terms of platform and UX, if that makes sense. So meaning highlight reel, creating a tour, making it feel like I'm selling something. I don't really feel like I'm selling something with the Planix system. I feel like I'm creating something pretty utilitarian. But maybe that's enough for certain kinds of properties. But I definitely was struggling with like how do I go outside, where do I go outside, and create the sort of shots of the amenities. And then with the Zillow tour, I'm very familiar with it, even though they redesigned their app a couple of months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago or so. It was easy to use. I know it really well. Even just, putting down a QR code on the ground to be able to calibrate for floor plans, that was nothing. It took seconds. So, and it's free, which is awesome, but I wouldn't want to publish this tour because this is a house that's not ready for marketing, so I'd need to come back anyway. So anyway, this is sort of the before shoot, and I will let you know my thoughts after we take a look at everything on the back end, but you cannot beat spending 20 to 22 minutes to scan an entire house and to get the floor plans. So I can see the merits of all the different systems, and I think that I'm still going to take my time to look at what post-production looks like, and also what these scans look like when they get back. So, all right, stay tuned. And if you found this video informative, make sure to hit subscribe, make sure to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments if you have further questions. I am always, curious, just as you are, about all of this technology and how it can help your business or become a business. And I would love to hear from you. So anyway, thank you so much.